There's a version of you that most people will never witness. This version moves through chaos like a blade through silk. Eyes steady, presence heavy, words hit with surgical precision because they're chosen, never wasted in rage or fear. Criticism bounces off, drama dies on contact. People sense the shift the moment you enter a room. They lean in, they hesitate, they respect the boundary you radiate without saying a word. That version is already inside you, waiting. But society fed you poison disguised as strength. React instantly, bleed every emotion, fight every slight, stay endlessly available. Those rules don't forge power, they forge slaves. Today we tear those lies apart and install 7 psychological principles that will make you psychologically untouchable and strategically lethal in every arena of life. It starts where everything real begins, with what you allow to control your mind. Your attention is your empire. Your attention is not a casual resource. It is the empire you rule or the kingdom you surrender. Every second you hand it to notifications, gossip, outrage, or other people's chaos, you weaken your throne. Most live scattered, reactive, owned by whatever screams loudest. Stop. Guard your focus like a warlord guards his borders. Before you click, before you reply, before you engage, ask with cold clarity, does this deserve my life force? Ruthlessly audit what currently owns you and begin the executions. Reclaim your attention and invest it only in what builds you. The moment you do, power stops leaking and starts compounding. You become dangerous in the best possible way. Once your attention is locked down, the next shift hits like armor. Silence is your sharpest weapon. They taught you that strength means swinging back harder and faster. Nigh. Every reaction you give away hands the other person the remote control to your nervous system. In the heat of a meeting, a betrayal, or a cheap shot online, the animal urge screams to strike. Don't. Choose silence like a loaded gun. Let the tension thicken. Let them squirm in the void they created. Your non-response doesn't make you weak. It exposes them. It conserves your ammunition and leaves them firing blindly into their own reflection. Practice this daily. Feel the quiet dominance surge through you when others lose control and you don't flinch. That same restraint creates natural distance, and distance turns you rare. Scarcity builds your magnetic value. Constant availability is slow suicide for your influence. Society cheers the always on, always nice, always there person, but that person becomes background noise. Real power grows in the spaces where you are deliberately absent. Start saying no with ice in your voice and steel in your spine. Show up fully when it serves your mission, then withdraw without apology. In relationships, in work, in every circle, let your presence become something people earn, not something they expect. The less freely you give yourself, the more desperately they chase. Scarcity isn't arrogance, it's the law of value. Obey it, and as your value rises, you'll discover the deeper psychological edge that silence and scarcity unlock. Non-reaction turns you into a psychological force. Most people wear their emotions like open wounds, convinced that bleeding in public equals authenticity. It doesn't. It makes you prey. Every slight, every criticism, every provocation becomes a hook they can yank. Break the chain. When the trigger fires, feel it, then refuse to feed it. Stay motionless while they unravel. Your unshakable calm doesn't just protect you, it weaponizes the space around you. People become obsessed with the one human they cannot disturb. They test, they poke, they eventually bow. Non-reaction is psychological judo. Master it, and you flip their force against them. This inner fortress must be built deliberately, because without it, everything else collapses. Build your unbreakable inner realm. Your peace can no longer be rented out to opinions, delays, or bad luck. If your emotional state still depends on what others say or do, you are not free. You are fragile, wearing armor. Forge emotional sovereignty. Anchor so deeply in your own standards and values that external storms cannot reach the core. Watch emotions rise like waves, then let them crash and recede without moving you an inch. When life punches, you absorb, observe, and choose. This unbreakable inner realm turns you from a leaf in the wind into a mountain that others navigate around. With that mountain in place, you gain the clarity to defend your environment, with zero mercy. Prune your circle with ruthless clarity. Energy is not infinite. Every toxic tie, every chronic complainer, every subtle saboteur is a slow bleed. Society preaches endless tolerance in the name of loyalty, but that tolerance is how dreams die quietly. Look at your circle with brutal honesty. Identify who leaves you drained, diminished, or distracted. Cut access, not with drama, not with long explanations, just clean, decisive distance. Replace the voids with people who sharpen you. Pruning isn't cruelty, it's survival. It's respect for the limited time you have on this earth. Do it without guilt and watch your power return like floodwaters. Finally, with protected attention, lethal silence, magnetic scarcity, psychological dominance, an iron inner realm, and a clean circle, you earn the ultimate discriminator. Master the art of strategic inaction. Not every fight deserves your presence. Not every battle is worthy of your blood. Culture worships the grinder who engages everything, but most of that motion is just expensive noise. Before you move, before you reply, before you commit, ask with ruthless precision, does this serve the empire I'm building? Let petty arguments, pointless debates, and unworthy provocations starve in the dark. Strategic inaction is not laziness, it is sniper discipline. Small fires burn out when ignored. By refusing to engage the trivial, you stay above the smoke, with clearer eyes and far greater force for the wars that actually matter. These 7 principles are not isolated moves. They fuse into a new operating system. Reaction dies, intention rules. Fragility burns away and leaves cold, quiet steel. You now see the untouchable version of you, calm in the fire, selective in presence, unmoved by noise, ruthless with energy, sovereign inside, lethal in restraint. Start right now. Guard your attention like a king. Wield silence like a blade. Become scarce and magnetic. Refuse to react. Fortify your inner realm. Prune without hesitation. And master the devastating power of doing nothing when nothing is required. The stronger you is awake. Now go be untouchable.